Well, hello. We're 1 week in, day 7. We meditate for 11 minutes today. So I hope you're starting to feel the effects of what's happening. And if not, that's okay. That's okay. Just persevere with it, and over time it will all become obvious. So some of the feedback I've had so far is I've asked for specifically about the challenges, and the challenges I've had that people are facing is particularly around the mind still being busy. And it that's why I started out by sharing that with you early on, that the mind doesn't have to be perfectly still to meditate. It's quite normal, it's quite natural for it to keep making thoughts. And all we want to do is, as we recognize that's happened, we just return our attention. We come back just to the best of our ability. So another thing you might consider, if you wanted to, I know some people are kind of hungry to move on and develop the practice faster. So if you wanted to do that, the ideal state would be to do 2 periods of 20 minutes per day. And we're working towards one of those. But it might be at this point, now we're at the 10-minute mark yesterday, 11 minutes today, it might be that you introduce a second period of meditation at another time in the day. So if you're currently doing an evening meditation, maybe if you wanted to, again, don't have to, but if you wanted to, you can introduce a morning one, and vice versa. So I would suggest that if you do, then try to meditate before you eat something, because eating food can interfere with that process, can interfere with us finding the deeper relaxation inside. Okay, so if you're ready, with that said, we'll come to meditate now. We'll start with our deeper breathing. So we begin just simply breathing in whichever way you choose. I like to, as I inhale through my nose, I like to feel my chest, my rib cage expanding, as well as my tummy expanding. And then when I exhale, I just let go, let it all relax. And then I inhale, feel all of that expanding, and then relaxing, letting it all go. So all I'm really saying is the tummy and the rib cage are moving. As you inhale, both of them are expanding. And then we're simply letting go. Something that can make that easier is to have one hand down on your tummy around your belly button, another hand on your chest, and just so you can feel there's some movement under each hand. Another nice practice. So after those few breaths, we will come to scan through the body. We start in the feet and the toes, and we let our awareness come into the heels as well, into the ankles, and on up into the shins and the calves. And we come into the knees with our awareness. And then into our thighs. And on into the buttocks, into the hips, into the pelvic floor. Remember the pelvic floor running from your pubic bone to the tailbone. And then the whole of the lower abdomen, including the lower back. So this includes the pelvis, the area below the belly button, and the whole of the lower back. And then the area around the belly button. The area in the back of the body, behind the belly button. And then the upper abdomen. Upper abdomen in the front and the rear. And up into the lower rib cage and diaphragm. And the upper rib cage. Include the collarbones, your armpits. Make sure to include the back of the body and the sides of the body with your rib cage. The tops of the shoulders, the shoulder joints. And the full length of both arms. Down into the hands and the fingers. And then back up the hands, back up the arms, into the shoulders. Feel in to the tops of the shoulders. And begin to extend the awareness on up into the neck and the throat. The back of the neck, the sides, the front of the neck, the throat. And then the lower jaw. And the upper jaw. And the tongue. Feel into the lips and the nose and the nostrils, the cheeks and the cheekbones, the ears, the sides of the head, the eye sockets, the eyeballs and the muscles that hold the eyeballs in place. The forehead, the area between the eyebrows, and then the top of the head, the whole of the scalp. And then begin to let the awareness wave down through the body, feeling through each part, releasing any extra tension that you now become aware of. Be aware all the way down, all the way down, all the way down to the feet and the toes. And then as we come to the feet and the toes, we begin to silently repeat our mantra inside. So our mantra is just the word one. If you don't have a word or a phrase from your religious or faith practice, neither is better. And we just simply repeat that over and over inside. Anytime the mind wanders, we just simply come back to our silent internal repetition. And the mind might wander 1,000 times inside a meditation session. And we just come back 1,001 times. Gently treat the thoughts in a passive way. Just let them go. Gently come back to your silent internal repetition of the word one or your phrase. So we begin the 11 minutes officially now. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. Okay, so 11 minutes. Just allow the thoughts to come back in. Feel through the body. Notice if there's any tension you're now aware of. Any emotions that have broken the surface that you can feel in your heart center or in your tummy. Any thoughts that are persistent going on in the mind. We just simply bring a sense of allowing to all of it, physically, mentally, emotionally. It's all okay as it is. And you might sit here for as long as you liked. Ideally, you would sit here until you felt comfortable. You felt that it wouldn't be a problem if you remained where you were for the rest of your evening, your day. And then you know you've integrated everything that's come up into your awareness. When you feel fully resolved, integrated, and there's no discomfort anymore, and then optionally you can take your attention to imagining that internal or external experience, that thing you would like to have happen, the cultivation of an inner emotional experience or an outer physical experience. You could bring it to mind as though it's happening right here, right now. You're having that experience, and use all of your imagination, all of your imaginative faculties. Engage as many senses as you can to experience this. The other approach here is to develop the sense of faith that you could just trust that this thing is done. You've intended it, you can let it go completely, because it will now happen. It's as good as has happened. Keep imagining yourself in that experience will help you develop the faith. And you might spend as long as you like with this. And then when you're ready to come back, whenever that happens, I like to breathe a little more. Let some gentle movement come into my body. A yawn usually comes over me, so I'll maybe have a stretch with that yawn. My eyes will gently open. And I come back. So again, I want to salute you on your commitment. We're a week in now, and we're into that Herbert Benson 10 minutes of rapid dropping of your lactate levels, even more than sleep. I have another chemical to share with you in the body that meditation has a profound impact on. I'll do that on another day. So, well done. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your evening, your day.